Hey, Robert Nozawa. Yeah, I hope so too, buddy. That's not good, Robert Zoa. Heavy rainstorms coming through. All right. So we'll put on a little bit of music because that's what we do. There. I'll play a song that my wife likes.
The president's trying to take away my coverage because of my
right after this very anti-President Trump commercial. He's trying to take away my coverage.
I'd like to see the president.
I got pre-existing conditions. He's going to cover them. Ralph Deem from Australia. How are you, my friend? It's good to see you. Right, D. That's good music, right? That would be so really awesome, Robert Nozawa. That would be, I would love that. Yeah. Maybe next time. That'd be cool. It's an interpretation dance. That's a great, Ralph. What's up, KK? Are you with your crew, KK? Do you have all your family around? That was fun. That was funny. Yeah, a little bit. Robert Nozawa, a little bit. A little bit. How could you not? All right. Well, we'll just keep it going. What's going on? Thank you for showing up to Saturday night. And I guess a discussion to maybe just kind of pull everything together about what's going on. We're going to have you at the live stream for Christy Kuhn earlier. That was pretty good. Sitting around the campfire, had her family around. Hi, family, if you're watching. All of you. You guys were like, As soon as you knew the camera was live, you guys were like, let me talk to this thing. Let me talk to this thing. You know what? You should talk to that thing. More people should do that and get out and get their message heard. That's a good idea. It was fun. You guys had a lot of fun. At my expense, some of it. Some of you. Somebody belches like they are a belching champion, by the way. And I know that was like your sister, right? Oh, yeah. That was big. That was big. Well, it's good to see you, KK and family. Awesome little videos you put out today earlier, too. Those were good. That was fun. And who else is looking forward to Robert Wallace's second video of shaking the particles out to get to the gold? I'm so looking forward to that. Those are really good videos. You guys are putting out great videos. They're fun. Elizabeth is your sis? Is she your younger sister or older sister, KK? Hey, Mel. Okay, got it. Yeah, give it up. Mel Monte in the house. So, did you see that Saudi Arabia got hit with some bombs today? Their oil reserves. Did you see that? That was unexpected. And I think for the first time, maybe in its history, Saudi Arabia will be importing oil this year. They got hammered. Their the second largest oil reserve got hammered and blown up today. Did y'all catch that? I mean, that's not small. That might be by design. I don't know. We don't know yet. Seems awfully strange that happened. Nice. Oh, thanks, Mel. Yeah, it's in the news. It's like maybe not in mainstream, but that's in the news. Saudi Arabia got monkey hammered today by some missiles. We'll see how it plays out. It almost certainly feels by design. I don't know why, but it does. Because there's not a bigger deal being made about it. It's not. I don't know. Molson. KK. That's Molson. Yeah, maybe Robert and Zawa. Maybe that's true. That could be true. It's too early to really tell. Yeah. We'll see if anything else comes out of it. That doesn't surprise me, Joe Mama. Yeah. Yeah, Ralph. Yeah. Early, that's what it looks like. Yeah. Yeah. Not a whole lot to go on besides that. It just, yeah, we'll see. Right. So you're all familiar with the 8chan board, right? 8chans, where the Q drops come from. It's where they get posted on Patriots board. That's where the 8chan, all the Q drops get posted, so that they get disseminated from there. So you're familiar with that, right? The owner of 8chan, or the board operator, or whatever he is, was in front of Congress earlier in the week, and he's been hinting that the board is going to come back online. And I know a lot of people are anxious for it. We've been following, Q followers, been following, been watching it, waiting for it. I think it's remarkable how much patience the everybody has exercised magnificent patience waiting for 8chan to come back online. And that's really a credit to whatever it is, Q team. People didn't stress. People aren't stressing. President Trump jumped in, kind of took over the mantle, started dropping things that they may as well have been from Q. I mean, it's like, here, we're just stepping into reality with President Trump, and he's going to tweet the rest of the Q drops. How's that? And maybe all of this silence to direct our attention to President Trump is an effort to get people to detach from Q, because you can't live your life following Q. I'm included. You can't follow your life. You just can't go forward just following Q, and Q is the gospel. Listen, Q is a lot of things. But is he the North Star for the rest of your life? No. And that's not what this is about. We can't let this grow into something that is beyond the scope of manageable reality. We have to be able to detach from that and recognize what the prospects of Q and what it is. It's a tool. It's been a tool. It's a tool. That's why President Trump probably will never address the issue, but has given us so many different bullet points to show that, yes, he is part of Q. He is part of Q plus. He's done it in his hand gestures. There's too many things that have happened for it to be mathematically possible for it not to be what we're being told it is. You have to wrap your head around the fact that it can't be any other way. It doesn't matter really if you understand it. The part that really matters is that you understand that mathematically and statistically, it can't be any other thing than what it is. And that's the Great Awakening. That is our Great Awakening. It's how we're going to wake people up, not just with our voices. We're going to have to be in the trenches and be support. because this stuff is coming out like soon. What's that mean? A week, 2 weeks, months? I don't think it's months. I don't think it's months out. I think a lot of these major dominoes that are going to fall here real soon. The news cycle is pointing to this stuff going down. It's coming to a head. Man, I feel so redundant for saying that. I know I've said that so many times. And when I did say that things were coming to a head for what they were, it was the pinnacle of the situation at the time. And it could be that again. This could be it's coming to a head to take us into the next stage of this plan. It could be. But things just really feel like, I feel like we're just kind of waiting for them to just drop the hammer. Like they could do it anytime. Anytime they could do it now. They could do it now. And things would probably go off pretty good. And they'd be able to prove it. And I think a lot of the people would be behind them. But the longer they seriously do drag this out and allow more and more and more and more and more people, because they are truly waking up every day more and more. Why if it's not compromising the plan, why not just allow everybody to wake up? That's a process. We have to be okay with our fellow human being to say that, you know what, they're allowed time to wake up. We've done our parts. We are behind the Q movement. We are behind President Trump, all going forward, because we know what he represents and what he takes down. And not just him, but these patriots that recruited President Trump to run for office. We know what it represents. And all of the absolute incredibly heinous things that are going on in the world, even now today as we speak, that will be taken down. We know. And that's, if it means eradicating all of it, like you can go in and you can get cancer out and think you got it, or you can go in and you can make sure you got it. This is an operation that's going to make sure that we got it. They don't get another chance at it. We don't get another chance at it. All of this, all of us awake, all of us right now, all of this with President Trump to bring all of this down. One chance, one shot. And that's how they are playing this out. And you know what? Screw my wants to have this. Why aren't they putting out arrest warrants? Why aren't they pulling James Comey in front of? Because they have to do it correctly. They get one shot. So they're going to hang these people with the very worst crimes that they're guilty of, the very worst. And they're going to let the small stuff go. So don't be frustrated with the plan. I mean, it's okay to want to have this stuff like happen and things to come to an end. But you have to understand, as awake as you are, you're still, as I am, a pawn. I used that analogy earlier tonight, not on the microphone, but talking to people tonight. But essentially, you are a pawn of truth. And if President Trump is playing 4D chess, then the awake digital soldiers, which you are, which all of us are, that do this and get the information out. You know, we are pawns that are putting the message out. Or I don't know, maybe you're a rook, or maybe you're a castle. Maybe you're any of these other plays. Maybe you're the horse. And you're 15 steps in front. But it doesn't matter. You're all on the same side of the chessboard, so it doesn't matter. We are all collectively fighting to basically win against evil. At its bare roots, if you look at it, if you look at what's actually being defeated and what's going against, it's not a movie script. Think about really what's being taken out as a result of all of this going down. It's not a movie script. It's real. The incredible things that you've heard are happening. And you've heard hints and whispers that are happening and things that don't need any more evidence to show that it's happening. That's not a movie script. That's real. And if that's real, then that really needs to be dealt with. You can't be on autopilot anymore with your emotions. You can't. If what President Trump is trying to do fails, you're not going to want to live in the world that it leaves behind regardless. You might as well step up and be a voice. Because this is really, quite honestly, a decision between good and evil. One side stands for truth and transparency. One side stands for handouts and complacency. So truth and transparency or complacency, which one? We know. We all know which one is the right way. If it weren't for CNN being on lockdown with airports and bars and other public establishments where they pay the cable bill and pay for them to be exclusively on their televisions, if it weren't for that, this drivel might not even be out and about in the world. That's how awoke the world is, and America's awoke too. I mean, we're playing against the game of numbers right now. We're believing the things that they tell us about polls. We know those polls are bullshit. When they tell us that 2 or 3 Democrats who don't know their head from their ass on the political stage could beat Donald Trump by 2 or 3 percentage points, that's the most ridiculous thing that anybody could make up. And why do we know this? We know this because the numbers were even more ludicrous when Trump went against Hillary. At that time, nobody completely knew. We thought, oh, okay, the poll's telling us that it's going to be this way. It's going to be 70-30 Hillary. And he came out and he won. That told us everything that we needed to know about polls that they construct on the mainstream television. Told us everything that we need to know about that. And that is that they're bullshit. Okay? You don't need to drag out that argument, that fight. They're bullshit. So what are they trying to do? People need to understand that mainstream television is not their friend. And we've all been brainwashed into believing that we could trust TV and we could trust all this stuff. Myself included, right down to putting all 3 of our kids in front of the television and letting them watch TV shows and all that shit, all by design. But thank God for the gift of discernment and praying for wisdom, all that stuff. Because it does allow you to break out of what they feed you. You know, and that's what's in front of so many people going forward. That is what's going to happen. Is they eventually are going to break free out of their matrix. Eventually, they're going to have to. They're not going to have a choice. And that's going to be difficult for some people. I mean, you look at how these people reacted when Hillary lost the presidency. it's going to be that times 10 or more. It just is. All right. So I wanted to come on. I just wanted to say hi. I wanted to rant a little bit. I didn't even know what about. So I've done it. I've come out and I've ranted. So I'm very happy about that. And it's good to see you all. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Pay attention to what's coming out on the information, newly outed information involving the World Trade Centers and Tower 7, which a lot of you already are hip to, but there are new things that are coming out, and the public is being drip fed truth. They are being drip fed truth. And that's the only way to deliver this to your everyday sheep American. It has to be drip fed. The longer we can let them drip feed the truth to the public, the better off we'll all be. So let's remember that and not lose patience. Don't lose hope. Trust the plan. Make sure you pray. It's important. And pray for all things for yourself and for our country and for the world. Pray for those things. Those are wonderful, beautiful things to pray for. Be an awesome person and a loving spirit. Try to be great in everything you do. Try. We all fall short. We get that too. So, talking to myself when I talk to you that way. Okay. I know this about myself too. So, anyway, I hope you guys are having an awesome weekend. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate you showing up. And until the next time, I'll see you when I see you. Hey, Watchful Warrior, I just saw you in here. Thanks for showing up, man. I'll read the chat and see when you popped in, but it's great to see you. And thank you. And it's great to see all of you. As I said earlier, it is. You carve out a little bit of time and come out and hang out, and that's very cool. It's a great thing we got. So onward with truth. Truth. It's the only thing that'll set us free. So trust the plan. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.